Hey guys, so I'm going to do a reading. I have a few cards up at the moment because I had to get the door. So I've already shuffled my deck and everything, so I'll talk to you about what's going on. But what I'm going to do is, we know people have been getting arrested and things like that, for what happened at the Capitol, and one of the big things going on is the relationship with Trump and Pence, and that's what I want to focus on. And sorry guys, I was shuffling, I had a video going, I was talking, and then somebody walked in the door, and I can't pause on this, or maybe I don't know how. So I've got like 3 cards up, but I didn't get too terribly into it, and I don't want to put them back or anything because they're very appropriate. But one of the things I was kind of saying is that Pence normally showed up for me as a Knight of Cups, but I said that when I was in the video that Trump may show up as the King of Swords because he took a very militant stance on the day of the Capitol. But 2 things we're going to kind of look at today. I want to look at the relationship between Pence and Trump, and what's going on with that. Because this was a big thing. This was a big stab in the back betrayal, that Trump did. Because Pence didn't have the power to do anything about the election. He's just the guy who reads the results, and there's nothing constitutionally that he could have sent things back. But for whatever reason, Trump, showing he's the King of Swords of the foundation, had it in his mind that somehow his vice could do something, and, just send everything back. He thought that he could just send these things back and so forth. And that just wasn't the way it was. Not only that, but Pence is, when I've looked at Pence, I don't necessarily get a bad guy type feel. Yes, he's very conservative, but that doesn't make him a bad person. He's just got certain morals and values. He's very Christian. I've never felt he was a fake Christian or anything. I know he is a politician. That's fine. Maybe he's a likable person. Maybe he's not. But I do feel he's pretty true to the Constitution. And I do feel him and Trump are 2 extremely different people. But I feel the reason why Trump picked Pence to be his vice is because he would appeal to the Christians. Because his conservative values and things like that, were very real. And that would appeal, because Trump really didn't have any of that, especially when he won't ask God for forgiveness. I don't need to ask for forgiveness. I never felt the reason, that kind of thing. And I've never understood how Trump can appeal to Christians saying that, but that's the way it is. So the first read we're going to do, and like I said, sorry, I had already started drawing cards and I had to get up, but is kind of look at the Trump and Pence relationship. Where do we go from here? Kind of what's going on? What is the relationship? But the second read I'm going to do tonight is there a little bit of an inside job to what happened at the Capitol? That's what I want to see cards on. Okay, so let me show you what I've got so far. I've got the King of Swords at the foundation. The very first card was the 7 of Cups in the reverse position. So 7 of Cups is about illusions and about delusions. It could be a little manipulative. It's definitely when it could be somebody creating a facade. So we know that the big thing, completely centered around the entire election, is that the election was fraudulent. This is what Trump has sold to the American people. He is stuck with his story. But I want you to kind of notice that Pence has never said that. I think he might have said maybe, yeah, let's check results, have recounts, that. But you've never seen him on Twitter saying the election was fraudulent. He has not done that. Okay? And see, that's why I'm saying there are 2 very different animals here. They're very different. And that is why there was a reversal. So Pence knows this was a fair election. He knows it's not fraudulent. And I believe this is one of the major sore spots with Trump, is that he won't feed into that illusion and so forth. And if he was doing it behind the scenes, he's done. Now, then I have the 10 of Cups. This is the opposing card. This is the crossing card, okay? And so the 10 of Cups normally in tarot will depict a home or house. And that has been showing for me to kind of represent the White House, kind of the ambience. And we've even got a fireplace in this one, but normally it has a home. But I want you to kind of take note, there is a dog in this picture. See that dog? And one of the things about Pence is he's very loyal. And he has been even referred to as Trump's a lapdog. He never turns on him. He does not speak out against him. Even after they were about to hang him, he still has not spoke against him. He's been very quiet about everything, but it is in the reverse position. So everything has kind of turned upside down. And I feel the man has some inner turmoil here. I was nothing but a loyal vice president. I covered for this guy. I was always trying to save him in some way. And then he basically sicked a mob on the Capitol, and these people were coming to hang me. So yes, he's upset. Of course, he's been nothing but loyal. Okay, but notice this image, this particular deck has a dog. Okay, and there's a reason. Then we have the King of Swords, and this is what I was talking about in the other video, is I would probably see the King of Swords to represent Trump, and then he got all military on people. Okay, and that was the insurrection. This was a war. He was seen, we're going to battle. He knows exactly what he was doing with his words. He was so incredibly desperate. So incredibly desperate. Let me look a little more. Some things here. I do have the Eight of Wands in the reverse position. Eight of Wands has been my COVID card. Now, obviously, Pence was on the task force for this, the COVID task force. And I feel like this is also a sore spot, being in the reverse position, in the sense that I feel like he may have wanted to do a little bit more, to be able to kind of, stop COVID and things like that. I feel he would have liked to take more action, but I feel he was blocked from being able to do so. I really wish he would have spoke up a little more, but just like this depiction, he's loyal. That's a big thing. But I do feel in the past position also is the Ace of Cups. I do feel there was a time they had a good relationship and so forth. I feel he even looked up to Trump in many ways. But he really kind of, glassed over certain things that he was doing. But I feel like he was kind of like a lot of what us spiritualists do. And he was trying to see the good in the man, just like a lot of other Christians. And I feel this Page of Cups is kind of represented, offering the cup, of trying, goodness, and I'm going to be loyal, and I'm going to be by your side, and everything else. So I feel they had a bond, and he had an affection for him. But of course, we know that, Trump does not feel. So then we've got the Seven of Wands. So this is above, and this is one of the things is about standing up for yourself. So I'm feeling a little bit of this energy and so forth, that Pence may actually be over these last few days very quietly standing up for himself. I know he took several days before he would even speak to him, but I feel like he is about to do something of like that nature, is to kind of stand up for himself and be like, this was not cool. This was not cool. And I do have the Ten of Wands. It is in the reverse position, which is normally to carry a heavy burden. So I do feel like, Pence is actually relieved this is coming to an end, because then he can drop that burden. He is exhausted, especially what happened at the Capitol. But it's been a culmination of many things over the last 4 years, and just what he has been put through and everything else. And I do feel that the King of Swords here, okay, Trump, he took things out on him when no one's looking. He took the brunt of some abuse. He's ready for it to end. He's totally fine with that. He is good with that. And then especially because of this, we've got the imbalance of Trump and just the way he managed everything. He was just like, I feel like, Pence makes me feel he tried to put in some ideas. Let's try this, let's try that. but it's Trump's way or the highway, even though he's dropping the ball. Even though he's dropping the ball. Think of that with the juggler, the Two of Pentacles, and he's dropping the ball. Okay, on everything, especially COVID. COVID's a sore spot with him. I feel like Pence wanted to do more. He, as he was, supposed to be the head of it, and he was blocked. He was blocked from implementing things that could have helped people and stuff like that. But he's like, what do I do? What do I do? This is the president of the United States. I'm loyal. What am I supposed to do here? And we got Five of Swords is in the reverse position. This is the battle card. I've talked to you guys about this. When it's upright, the battle is over. But when it's reversed, there's more to come. So one of the things Pence is very worried that there is going to be more battle. He's definitely nervous about, he just wants to be, him and his family be safe. And really, he extends that to everyone else. He really does. He does care. He doesn't want to see anything more. Now, I want you to also take note, this is the Five of Swords. And at the Capitol, how many people died? 5. This is a battle card. 5 people died, 5 of Swords. So that's very interesting that the number 5 also applies. It's almost like tarot playing itself out in real life. But he knows there's more to come. And right now, he just wants everybody to be safe. But he, Trump is proven to be a clear and present danger, and he's real nervous about it. He's real nervous about it. Now, I'm going to say this is in Pence's position, since I'm really trying to look at how he feels and so forth. The Four of Wands. And see, that's the thing. He just wants to get out of there and have some kind of stability. Everything has been so unstable and crazy. And it's not what he expected. He never expected it to get like this. I know you would say he should have known what he was getting into. No, did you know that Trump would be this crazy? I didn't know he'd be this crazy. I mean, I expected a lot of ego, see him on The Apprentice and everything. I expected a lot of ego and stuff like that. And there were a lot of people who did see the writing on the wall, but I don't think anybody expected it to be, we didn't expect COVID, So, but to see it mismanaged so terribly and written off as a hoax and illusion, like you talk about Seven of Cups, all these illusions. But then, of course, the election. But we do, if you check my read, I did months before, and it's in here, it's buried in here on my channel. Will Trump willingly leave Inauguration Day? I told you guys he was going to dispute this election. It was going to go to court. I told you. I knew he would do this. But I want you to also take note, Four of Wands. What is it? 4 years. Okay, another reason. Pence is fine. Look at this light and this brightness. He's fine with that. He couldn't take it. He couldn't have taken another 4 years. But he would have been obligated. He would have stuck it out because he's true to, his obligation, his job, and his duties. But I feel he's like, thank God he lost. I really feel that. I feel he's happy. And looking at the joy of that Four of Wands image, he's happy. He's happy. I see this is the environment. So this is, the emperor. And this is the thing. This is what Trump really wanted. Okay, was to just rule over the country. It's not the people rule. It's a man rules everything. Okay, and that really scared Pence. I feel that really scared him. I would like to draw a clarifier for next to the emperor. Yeah, and the Three of Coins I can see for partnerships. Okay, so people kind of coming together, collaborating, and having partnerships and so forth. Notice it's in the reverse position, so the dividing. Okay, here's the partnership and this and that. He's trying to take over and rule the country and, piss on the Constitution. So yeah, he's ready to part ways. But this really, he feels betrayed, in so many ways. But, speaking out, he may potentially write a book. Then we've got the Magician reverse. The good thing is Trump pretty much, ran out of his bag of tricks and so forth. What's left? What other kind of trick can he pull out of his hat? Or I should say rabbit. Ooh, and look at the end though. The end is judgment. The end is judgment. And this is, this is the hard part. You remember, he's a conservative Christian, okay? You got to remember, He really believes in this stuff. This is not him faking it. He really is a conservative Christian. And he is, I feel like he's going to be repenting for a lot of things with being in this job. He really feels, he really feels they both are going to have some kind of judgment on them, but it's really going to come down on Trump's head. Okay, we know that. Once we get them all scooted out, however it's going to happen, eject him, stick him in a U-Haul, box him up, however they get him out of there, and everything. But that's when the judgment comes on. He sees it and everything. But I feel like Pence is also. I feel like, oh my God, I feel like I need to repent. For this 4 years of everything. I feel remorse with COVID. This is one thing I really did not expect. But then I look at it and I'm like, but yet isn't it so clear? What human being would not be if you were in charge of the coronavirus task force and so many people died on your watch? But it's not 100% his fault. He was blocked. I feel he tried to do things, but this guy was too busy lying to the American people that Pence couldn't do his job effectively. And that's why it all just fell apart. Anytime he wanted to do this, that's what I feel. And I feel this is part of the reason he feels his own judgment. He feels bad about that. But, and it's hard. It's hard. I feel for him. Okay, so we're going to go next read. That's some interesting cards. But to end with judgment, okay? Yeah. To end with judgment. That's some serious stuff. Now, you know what? I think I'm going to do it again because this deck proved to be really good when I did my reading on what's coming Inauguration Day. I'm not saying I predicted it all yet, right? It still hasn't happened. But it's still insightful about some things going on. Some things we kind of know and some things maybe that we will see what transpires. We always want the best. We pray for the best, of course. But this deck is real good. So we're going to go ahead and pull it out again because I don't use this very often. But we're going to kind of look at, was this an inside job? Is there, does Congress need to watch your back? Some of the people in there and stuff like that. Why are people not walking through metal detectors? Why are they refusing to? Talking about their rights. This is what school kids do. Lots of school kids have to walk through a metal detector. What are they being so funny for about it? You're looking at me like I'm a criminal. You know what? Nobody can trust anybody because of Trump. And that's what it comes down to. Everything's a mess. Let's see if it was an inside job. This is a very hard deck to shuffle. I wish I could shuffle cool like a lot of tarot readers, but this is one thing I never mastered well, was the art of shuffling. I can't do it. They will sit there and just tear through a deck and shuffle so good, and I just never could do it. I think my hands are too small. Don't be fooled. Just because I have nails, they're actually small hands. But I think my hands are bigger than Trump's. They're probably bigger than his. Very curious what I'm going to get. "18 years and over for entertainment purposes only." I remind you when I do tarot reads. I do have that on my YouTube, but I just want to throw that out because this is a big one. Like, some people are talking about the cops. Were there cops that supported this? Are there even Congress people that were involved in this? See, God, I don't know what's worse, the cops or the Congress people. That card fell out, so I'm going to put that up there. 4 of Wands. We got 4 of Wands again. I feel like that's saying the big issue was 4 years of Trump, and there were people that wanted more than that. That's the reason why that card fell out, to represent that was the issue. They wanted more than 4 years. may have wanted more than 8 years. Deck. Okay, so we got the Four of Wands to represent 4 years of Trump. That's pretty much what that is going to represent, you know. And let's see, because that was the big issue, right? We want more than that. And then we've got the crossing, which he felt was opposing his desire there. 8 of Coins. Basically, it's an employment card to be out of a job. They did not want Trump to be out of a job as the president. We know that. That's the issue at hand. What's at the foundation? So we've got the Seven of Wands, which is very much a card about standing up and standing your ground. But I look at that reversal, and the thing that came to mind is, well, why don't I just have others stand up for me? Let me pull if that is accurate. That's kind of what I felt. Like, instead of me doing the actual standing up, standing my ground, and going to battle, how about I send someone? I do definitely feel with the Four of Cups, there are some people, this is about refusing the divine cup. And I feel this is another 4. Notice we got 4 years, right? But refusing the cup is to refuse the election results. So this is people that were refusing to accept the election results, but I feel they know that they were valid. The majority of them know that, but they don't care. They want to be in power. They see, oh my God, we lost the presidency, we lost the House, now we've lost the Senate. Oh my God. And they're thinking of themselves. That's what it comes down to. So instead of, maybe I can't stand up and go storm and everything and do this, but maybe I could have others do it for me. Okay. Now, those who follow me, Queen of Cups is my Ruth Bader Ginsburg card. She was in the last read as well. Okay, so I've always, her spirit always kind of comes with me and always is like, everything will be fine. I always feel her spirit guiding, but that's always her. That's always her in there. Now, the Nine of Cups in the reverse position, that card is about getting a wish, unless it's reversed. Normally, as it's a wishing card, they didn't get what they wished for. You know, they were wishing, obviously, that Trump would win. So that's very simple. I'm in the past position, by the way. And then we've got that Page of Cups again. Remember, I believe the Page of Cups was actually representing Pence. For some reason, it's going to the page instead of the knight. So there was a lot centered on Pence. And I actually feel, yeah, I feel that he was a little bit targeted here, obviously by the president, but there were other people, I feel, behind it. I would like to draw a clarifier for the one by Pence. I do have the Empress in the reverse position. That I kind of actually makes me feel, oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, I would say there could be even a female a little bit behind there. I feel like there's actually a couple of QAnon females on Congress right now, but I feel like we've got a little bit of like female betrayal even. So there could be a female that pops up that was doing things behind the scenes. Now we know we've got the Chariot in the reverse position. We know they were not successful in being able to overturn this certification of the results, you know, but everybody kind of charged forward and everything, but it was an unsuccessful mission. So that's good. Is anybody upset about that? Well, I do have the Six of Wands in the reverse position. If you guys watch my other read, I felt, and let me explain for those who did not, but I feel this is like Joe and Kamala being guarded from either side and so forth. Okay, it is in the reverse position. So don't worry for the inaugural. I'm looking more at what happened then. But notice other people were not being guarded and so forth, and they were trying to overthrow this election and so forth. It does make me feel that there were definitely some people who wanted to overthrow it and so forth. Seven of Coins came up in the last read as well. I want you to kind of look at it. All these people kind of making bets, playing games, things like that, and so forth. And this has kind of made me feel like not only the people who, ran up on the Capitol, but I feel like some people got paid. Okay, because this is a Pentacle card and so forth and everything. So, there are some that were ready to go in and, it's a big game to them and so forth. But you reap what you sow. And that's the other meaning of the Seven of Pentacles. It's a come harvest type of card. You reap what you sow. And so I have a feeling some of this is going to come out because, just follow the money. Follow the money. And then we do have the Two of Coins, as I say that, follow the money and so forth. We're kind of paying people and everything here back and forth. So I definitely do feel some people got paid to be at the Capitol. Now we've got Four of Swords in the reverse position. So this is a retreat card. So I feel like for the most part, people have retreated for now, but I feel some will come to surface a little bit later because we've got a reversal of that. I do have Eight of Swords in the reverse position. This makes me feel some people are really hoping they do not get caught and they do not end up in jail. I can see this to represent jail. It is reversed. It's going to be real hard. I feel like some of the people on the inside, it's going to be real hard to prove, like some of the higher up people. I got the Six of Coins in the reverse position, which is about receiving money and gifts and so forth. And I really feel this is part of it is also representing, funding some of these organizations. The reversal is because it was dirty money. But ultimately, who is the main one that we can blame? We've got the Magician here, the one with the bag of tricks and so forth. Okay, there was a lot of tricks in here and everything. And a lot of this is because somebody cast illusion and made them feel certain things. I would say, looking at this, I'm going to draw a couple more cards here. We do have that Emperor again. So we can say definitely the main one is Trump. And I feel actually drawing that Magician because that's when he pulls out his bag of tricks. For me, that's one of my cards for him to pull out his bag of tricks and so forth. Okay, I feel actually some of this money and so forth may have paid some of these people and stuff because he wanted to rule the country. He wanted an Emperor. Notice Emperor is a number 4 as well. So he's still stuck at that Emperor for years, whether he likes it or not. But we do have Justice reversed. That's the unfortunate part. The people who are really the ones who kind of pulled the strings of this insurrection and everything, there will be people who get away with it. So, I look at the reversal of the Eight of Swords. There are people maybe fear in jail, but I do feel people are going to get away. I do feel, but I've got a female presence. And I know we got that, I don't know what her name is, but that one QAnon congressman. Oh, the one who wants to impeach Biden. The one who wants to impeach Biden. But it's sort of truth. So I do have a feeling some people, remember it's harvest time. Okay? And you reap what you sow. The truth is going to come out about a lot of people. But as far as there being justice and so forth, with some of the higher up, like some of the congressmen who were kind of behind it, it's going to be real hard to, I'm just hearing it'll be he said, she said thing. As far as when it comes to anybody, any players in Congress who are just trying to save their job and they want Trump in there because they lost the House, Senate, this, that, whatever, that, they just care about themselves. It's going to be he said, she said. Be certain people say, oh, this person involved, this, that. We may get some of the people that are getting arrested that are taking the fall. These people are basically taking the fall. They may get some of them talking, well, hey, I went out and I met this congressman and this, that, and everything. I feel a little bit of that. There may be a few people who talk and so forth. But the real one, we know who really pulls the strings. Okay, we know who really is pulling the strings and going into their bag of tricks. So, yeah, I actually don't get a whole lot as far, I feel there was probably some, maybe there was some officers there who were taking selfies and stuff that may be Trump supporters. but I'm actually not, I'm not feeling the officers per se are all in on it. I'm feeling more in on it the one who kept such a low amount of officers out there. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that I'm kind of looking at a little bit more. Not necessarily the officers. I know they were taking selfies. I know they're doing stuff like that and everything, but I'm feeling the higher ups that say, go there, be present. Obviously, Trump is the main one, but you know, the bigger chiefs and things like that, that's the big one. And that's where some of the truth is going to come out. Not necessarily your basic everyday officers who are just kind of there. You know, some of them may have been like, you know what, maybe we don't want to start a big firing. I mean, think about it, these people were coming up with guns. And that's what I was watching an interview with one of the officers, the one who got crushed in the door. And he was like, I didn't want to start firing. And then they start firing. We were outnumbered. It would have been a bloodbath, you know. So he pretty much said, no, we don't, you know, we don't want to do that. So yeah, that's what I feel. I don't feel necessarily, I feel some officers are probably like, you know, but I don't necessarily feel they're the problem. I feel the people who did not have a strong presence, you know, the people that are supposed to send them there, that's more what I'm feeling is kind of behind some of this. And I do definitely feel I've got a female presence actually, but I do feel some Congress people. And I got my eye on that little QAnon lady that wants to impeach Biden. I feel she's got a little skin in the game on this one. I think she's behind something. That's the one I'm kind of feeling, and that could be part of the reason, the Empress. But I'm actually getting a female vibe with some of this, which is interesting. So that's kind of what's going on with my reads and everything. And you know, it's just 5 more days, guys, and everything. Well, actually, for some of you, it's 4 more days, you know, with the time that I'm filming this. But just hang in there. We're almost there, okay? Almost there. We'll see what happens. And just pray hard. Pray hard. We don't need any more violence, guys. Regardless of what side you're on, whether you agree with Trump, not, whatever, we don't need violence. And I don't feel anybody watching my channel wants violence. I really feel you guys don't. You know, maybe you're not happy about who was elected, but I don't feel, I feel like most people are good people and they don't want violence.